first T20 international at the Gabba. Australia were very similarly placed at the end of 10 overs. They were 75 for 2 and here 76 for 3, but it's come under such vastly different circumstances. Aakash, just as we thought we'd have a quiet session here, not much to talk about, 12 deliveries have given us 10 talking points.
It has actually. We've also seen a few drop catches. We've seen as many as 3 leg before decisions given by the umpires. Of course, one got overturned, but then the spinners bringing India back into the game. And while this is the best batting surface of this T20I series, it's still not a dust bowl where you can't play spin. And Krunal Pandya, if you're going to just sweep him the first ball that you play, you have only yourself to blame.
Also, Australia, very strangely, have not tampered with too much, but they've had several changes in the batting order. First time we thought Glenn Maxwell came out to bat because it was just a positive option. But then after that, Alex Carey, still no Chris Lynn.
And Ben McDermott. So they have not sent Chris Lynn. So the idea is quite apparent that Chris Lynn will be kept for Bovey and Bumrah towards the tail end of this T20 innings. But then you don't really hide your one of the best batsmen. And he's someone who's also in form. He got runs in Brisbane. So you would expect him to actually come good against the spinners as well. Even though his records are slightly better against the faster bowlers, I think sending Maxwell was a positive move. But now they've converted that great move into a very defensive move by holding back Lynn for so long.
Yes, and also you'll have to have a comment on India's fielding because while India in a good position at 76 for 3, it could have been even better if Rohit Sharma had hung on to that catch. Rishabh Pant, we saw, left one behind the stumps. That's 6 in the series so far.
Which is surprising and disappointing because this is the kind of Indian team that takes a lot of pride in their fielding abilities. But then they've been grassing catches, far too many for anybody's liking. The catch that Rohit Sharma dropped or the one that Rishabh Pant dropped, unlike the drop in the previous game where he had to dive towards his left and the ball came out when the elbow hit the ground. This was a straightforward chance of Darcy shot. Krunal Pandya, not a big spinner of the ball, and Rohit Sharma, safe hands generally, but dropped once again a skier but a sitter. So these are things that these are those 1%ers that eventually makes a huge difference, and somewhere or rather that's one area where India needs to pull their socks up.
And you can't really point an X factor to it. In Melbourne there was a bit of swirling breeze. The one Virat Kohli dropped was hit really hard and you had to actually have a reason to say why he dropped it. Here Rohit Sharma got into position, did everything right, 9 out of things right, except hold the ball.
And honestly, at this level, you're not even looking at excuses. Even that Virat Kohli drop, even that Rishabh Pant drop, eventually you would want to take catches. That's what you practice day in, day out for. And this is the only thing that's in your control. Batting, bowling, good form, bad form, a bad dismissal and no DRS left. These things are beyond your control at times. But catching, fielding, well, there is no excuse to be below par.
Now, Aakash, in a pre-match show, you had roughly looked at a score of around 163 to be exact. When the first 4 overs were bowled, you were feeling, oh, I'm wrong here, it could be 170, 180. Now, with the spinners having brought India back, where do you see this innings going at 76 for 3 at the end of 10?
I'm still looking at 165 to 170 kind of score. There is Maxwell at the crease and you would have Marcus Stoinis and Chris Lynn batting. I think this is a very good pitch to bat on. There are a couple of overs that Khalil still has to bowl. I'm looking at 170, 165, 170.
You reckon that's the weak link? We're still talking about Khalil? Crucial 2 overs from him.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, even though Krunal Pandya has taken a couple of wickets, I still am not convinced that he's going to give you 2 more economical overs. So there are a couple of weak links when you talk about this bowling lineup.
Yes, 2 overs for 20 was Khalil's first spell. It's going to be a crucial second spell for him because as we know, as we've talked about all series, India only have 5 bowlers. Nowhere else to turn, so the 5 will have to step up and keep up this good work.